So while Issa's having an awkward whole season, Molly is falling for the oldest trick in the book. Let's get into this review. So Issa and Daniel are starting to become a thing, and guys, I kind of like them together. I really do. I feel like he supports her in a way that she was missing out, and I know it's pretty early, but I just like how he wants her. I like how he's just this like strong support and safety net sometimes that she needs, especially throughout this episode. I really like them. I'm so sorry, Lawrence, but I really am feeling Issa and Daniel. I love how Molly has a new lace front every episode. I'm not hating, sis. So last week, after Lawrence took home those basic Beckys, he realized that he was at a Mandingo party. Then he decides that he's done having meaningless sex, so he just drives by Issa's home and he sits outside like a stalker from the ID channel. And it doesn't show whether he went it or not, but it shows that he's longing for her after he has been used up by these girls who only wanted him for his big black penis. Now he's in his feelings, right? So then we cut to him at jury duty, and he's at jury duty just like doing what everybody else does, just on Facebook, like killing the time. And he scrolls across a picture of Kelly, but in the background, Issa is sitting up there in the picture having a grand old time with Daniel, and Lawrence gets his little feelings hurt. Guys, can I tell you, I'm juror number 9. Right now, I'm in this jury duty fiasco. I've been trying to get out of it since forever because I really do have an excuse. But let me tell you something. If I ever get called for jury duty and have to actually do it, I'm walking in like juror number 9. I'm walking in with a Black Lives Matter shirt, all Black Lives Matter shirt. I'm doing whatever I have to do. I might even walk in with like an Ice-T shirt or an Ice Cube shirt at the police. Whatever I have to do, I'm getting out of jury duty, especially in LA. I don't want to be on like a manslaughter jury and these people find me and shoot up my nice little apartment up in Hollywood. I don't need the drama. So this show is really great at casting like supporting characters and day players that are really hysterical and really memorable. I forget his name, but Issa's neighbor who's the blood, like I forget his name, but I remember all of his lines, even from season 1. This show is very specific in their casting, and they always cast really well because I thoroughly enjoyed the scenes with Issa and her co-workers. Like the co-workers, they only had a few lines, but they were so funny and they landed. I even found myself rewinding like the office scene that they had, and just, you know, their lines were just hysterical to me, and just their delivery was really good. And that's what I like about the show, that every moment is really well thought out and professionally done. You know, there's no characters on here that are throwaway characters. Every character is very important, and every character is a professional to a level where it's just like, when I'm watching a show and I'm not only focusing on the main cast members, I'm also focusing on like the dude that has one line, or, you know, the neighbor that pops in and out. That's a really good show, and that says a lot about the writing, which is why I love this show so much, because every moment, just like American Gods, that's a great show. That's a show I also review, but every moment, every character, whether it's a day player or not, every moment and every character is so well thought out. Nobody in the show is a throwaway, and that's what I love about Insecure. So our girl Molly is stuck between what's good for her puss and what's good for her future. She's stuck between Lionel and Dro. Lionel is the future. Lionel is good for her. Lionel is everything that she said that she ever wanted, but Dro, she's just sexually attracted to. He excites her, and that's what happens with a lot of women. We sometimes, the right guy comes along and we're still caught up with the bad boy, or we're still caught up with the dude that excites us and not the dude that's necessarily best for our future. And here Molly is stuck between this dude who says that he has an open marriage, and this man that wants her, desires her, and is ready to give her everything that she wanted, but she's just not attracted to him. He doesn't do anything for her, and it's not that Lionel has done anything wrong, she's just not excited by him, and Dro excites her. He excites me too. Go ahead, Mom. Cut to Lawrence, who's hanging out with his friend. I forget his name, but I love this dude because he gives Lawrence the true tea. Like, he really tells him like it is, and he needed to hear that, because Lawrence is complaining about Issa, and his friend is just like, well, you were unemployed for like 2 years sitting on her couch depressed. I'm not saying that what she did was right, but I can understand. And finally, like, the wheels are turning in Lawrence's mind, because I don't think that anybody is team Issa with the cheating. Nobody is for her for that. I think we're for her because we saw her suffering in season 1 with a partner who was sinking into depression, and a lot of people don't realize that when you have a partner that is depressed or like going through something emotionally, because you love that person, you go through that with them. You walk through the trenches with them. So Lawrence being depressed was also making Issa depressed. And yes, her being with Daniel, he pulled her out of that depression. So being with him, that attraction and that high got her out of that. But then she goes home to her man who she loves, who is sinking in depression. And it's just, it falls on her too. So her cheating was a reaction to the depression that Lawrence was pulling her in. So I'm finally glad that he's understanding that. And again, I'm not saying that what she did was right, but just like Lawrence's friend, I understand. And yes, Lawrence is the one who was cheated on, right? I get him still being upset, but this is just how men do, and it's such a double standard. Men expect to be forgiven for their transgressions, but they don't extend the same olive branch of forgiveness to women when they go outside of their relationship. Like a man would be like, oh, I messed up, I made a mistake, I'm a man. But when a woman does it, it's just like their soul has been ripped into. They can't be put together. They become extremely angry, and then they blame them being a dog on the fact that this woman treated them poorly. And it's just like, well, wait a minute. When the tables are turned, you want to be forgiven, and they're given this excuse that they do this because they're men. But women are given the same thing. Like, we're humans, we feel the same way as well. So it's not abnormal that Lawrence is still sitting there in his feelings, mad about Issa. When if the tables were turned, he would want to be forgiven instantly. Then we head over to Molly's parents' home, who's having a wedding anniversary, and at this wedding anniversary, Molly finds out that her dad cheated on her mom. How does she find out? A drunk aunt tells the tea. This happens at every black family gathering. I think it may happen at every family gathering, but I'm just saying, at a black family gathering, when the brown liquor start flowing, all the secrets and everything that has been swept under the rug with the family starts coming out from the older generation. I found out so much information about my family by being around my drunken great aunties and great uncles, and I'm just like, you find out that certain uncles ain't really your uncle, and that's why certain kids look differently, because they the kid of the best friend. It's so messy. So this scene was very, very accurate. So Molly flips out, and this is what I didn't like, how everybody was trying to like calm her down. And I'm just like, guys, she just found out that her father, who was like the king in her head, cheated on her mother, who was like the queen in her heart. So she's having a normal reaction, but this is what black people do all the time, and I hate it. They're trying to calm her down because they want to keep up appearances. We as a black community do this so much. We want to keep up appearances because of the oppression that we went through. We don't want to look like our situation. That's why we don't deal with depression, because we don't want to seem weak, and that's why we don't deal with a lot of family issues, because we don't want people to know that we're having normal everyday problems. So Molly flips out, she takes off, and Lionel just stands there and looks at her, and then Dro looks at her, and he's just like, you know, what are you gonna do? Like, this is your girl. Like, he's looking at her to see if he's gonna do anything. Lionel just stands there, and he's afraid. He doesn't know where to move, and so Dro takes off, and I'm just like, that's why Dro excites her, because he chases her. Like, Lionel, oh gosh, Lionel, you're the perfect dude, but you just don't go after her like she needs. That's the thing. Like, Lionel is perfect to a certain extent, but Molly just needs a little bit more. She needs a man who will run after her when she's distraught. She needs a man that will excite her sexually. She needs a man that she can look up to, because let me tell you something, it ain't nothing like a tall man, okay? A tall man will get our minds every time. You know what? Y'all not gonna get me to feel sorry for Lawrence, because he's sitting here in his lonely apartment looking at Facebook, and he's looking at Issa's Facebook. So he's sitting there depressed and drinking and being like all sad, and I start to feel bad for him, because the anger, I guess when he's by himself and when he's not talking to anybody, anger that he had for her disperses, and all of that love starts flowing back. So he's looking at her Facebook, and he's like going through it. I feel like Brandy's Broken Hearted needs to be playing under this like scene while he's going through her Facebook, and as I'm feeling bad for him, his petty behind blocks her. So I think Daniel is starting to fall for Issa all over again. You know what? I don't think that he stopped loving her, to be quite honest with you, because if you remember season 1, oh, this is the episode of men chasing women. Daniel pursued her, and I guess because she was in a moment of weakness and going through all these things at home, he excited her. The same thing is happening to Molly. She's in a crisis at work, she's in a crisis now at home, and she has this man that excites her and chases after her. Where is this going to go? Because this is very, very interesting. I think because a lot of women, we sometimes fall into relationships when we're in a moment of crisis, and these relationships are probably relationships, if we weren't in this like desperate place or in this crisis, we wouldn't be with these dudes. But because our world is like falling apart, this man is like a healthy distraction. However, I think that Daniel is a distraction for Issa, but I still think that Daniel still has feelings for her. He gets in this accident looking at penis pics, and he comes to rescue her, and there's like this weirdness there, and I think Issa realizes, because Daniel stops everything that he's doing and he just comes to her rescue and he hugs her. He's like, it's okay or whatever, and then Issa's just like, you know, she tries to like put the brakes on it because I guess she can sense that it's a little bit more for Daniel. And I like him for her, Issa. This is so sad because I was really rooting for her and Lawrence, but now I'm just like, I want her to get with Daniel and be serious about it. Oh no, I'm terrible. Oh gosh, Molly, no. So Dro takes Molly home and she invites him up, and let me tell you something, Dro just services the mess out of her. And I mean, she is getting her life. And I feel terrible for her because I honestly believe that Dro is running the game. Like, Molly never talked to his wife and asked him, you know, and got the reassurance that they were in an open marriage. And I just didn't see Molly as that type of girl, but it's a TV show, so, you know, you gotta give us something. But I feel like he's playing her. I also feel like she's going to be her mother in this situation. I think it's going to come full circle for her because I feel like this wife is going to find out, and that's when the drama is going to start. Because although Dro excites her, sweetie, he is not the one for you. Molly done fell for an Afro-Latino. I'm telling you, it's something about them Afro-Latinos that get us every time. A brother that can speak fluent Spanish and can code switch between being African-American and Afro-Latino. Listen, y'all can say whatever y'all want, but that is hot and spicy, okay? Wait, was that racist? Now I'm mad at Lionel because if he excited her, Molly wouldn't be in this situation. Damn. The right ones are never the exciting ones. Anyway, that's where it ends. I really enjoyed this episode. Let me know what you thought about this episode in the comment section below. Do you believe that Dro is playing Molly, or do you think that he has an open relationship? Do you think that Molly is making the right decision? Do you think that Issa should be with Daniel? Do you think that she should be with Lawrence? Let me know in the comments section below. And thank you guys for sticking with me. I had a really busy week. My family was in town. My sister's nonprofit organization had a week-long camp. I had to help out with that. And then I was dealing with some YouTube stuff. So it was a lot going on this week. But thank you all for checking in on me. And thank you for sticking around. And if you like what you see here, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you for the following episode of Insecure. Bye, guys.